Okay, there we go. I don't know why the controller didn't want to work.
Get it, boy.
Oh, that one's new. Anyways, sorry, Torgo being cute distracted me. All right, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? But everyone had a doing all right. Weekend's going all good. So I'm gonna continue the Tide DLC if I can. It's here it is. Um, but yeah, we'll see how much more we do. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Um, just depending on how long the Tide DLC is. Like if it takes 2 more streams, right? That's fine. I will be probably trying to think of how I want to do it. Whenever I do the final mission, we're probably going to do like that whole thing in its own separate stream. The reason I'm saying that is because I don't want like me to wrap up, say, the Tide DLC, right? Finish something the Tide, and then trying to rush through the final battle and the final cutscenes and everything, just because I'm running out of time, essentially. So I want to make sure we get that squared away. That one will probably be a lot shorter of a stream, but we'll see. I did. I'll show it to you guys in a second once it loads. I still don't understand why it gives me there's no loading. I went and did a couple of the monolith trial things because of I was curious, and I did this one. I did with the one for the Phoenix, and I did this one's for Garuda, and this one's for Titan. And I think I did the Ramu one as well, which I think is over here. Yeah, this Ramu one is also right here. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to make sure it was consistent across the board, and it seemed like it was. So we talked about it a little bit. It does actually give you the accessories to increase like each thing's like ultimate, right? So I think no, that was from the that thing. The DLC. So yeah, so we got Flames of Rebirth, right? Slight increase. You got Aerial Blast, increase. Judgment Bolts, which Judgment Bolt itself does pretty good damage. Got Earth and Fury as well. So I assume like the Odin one, and Bahamut's and Shiva's. I didn't do theirs. I gotta go find their monolith essentially still. But yeah, so that was it was interesting. Um, they weren't. They were more just like slightly annoying to do. I would say they were hard, and it was mainly just because of the time limit and the fact that you have only one icon available to you and only 2 abilities. That was the other thing too. It wasn't like they gave you um,
If we pick
like
too many
2
of the flowers,
Garudas, right? Because you can't do that, and have like all 4 abilities. No, they give you Garuda and then 2 of the abilities. And that's it. And so it made some of the timing a little tight, especially on like Garudas and who else was it? I'm trying to think. One of them was like really tight too on the time. I don't know if it's just because I suck with it and I don't use it a lot, or what. I think it was one of the Phoenix challenges because it gave me Flames of Rebirth and the Cyclone, which both are good abilities in it, like just in general, but they don't do a whole lot when it comes to like single target damage. It felt like because Cyclone, right? It's that really like multi-hit AOE that pulls them in. It may knock them up. I'm not too remember, but and then Flames of Rebirth, right? It heals you and just does a constant damage. It's not bad. It's just like compared to like Judgment Bolt, right? Judgment Bolt just does so much damage. Even Earth and Fury, right? So, anyways, it was cool. I'll go do the other ones eventually, but not a priority. They're very
To
minor.
understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the Imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant Walyas.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell, that even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal, and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the Dome of Light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, There are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
No sign of the child.
You don't think he's...
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fanit, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Oh, do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavad tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what, but he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanet is looking for. Thank you.
Ah, don't mention it. Oh, and when you see Talor, wish him the best from me, yeah?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
I spoke with Werda, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Lazir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Very well.
Bastard things. Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider by any chance?
I am. What gave me away?
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables. And not just any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine-gall and wet beak. If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Nothing but the best for my Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
He would. Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to have Ambrosia around. All right then. Where could I find your father?
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
You one of the outsiders, then?
I am. Shula invited me. Are you Mander's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay, and I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
Well, the man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feed too. So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right?
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night? Speak to Martha.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart. How's the old girl doing?
She's very well. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. You're the one who saved her. Anyway, what brings you to the Rest today?
I was hoping to purchase a Mimit gourd. And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could find one.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so happens, I've got a whole carload of the blasted things. Not a buyer in sight.
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking a few off my hands before they turn to mush. But just be on the lookout for wild birds, eh? Don't want them chasing after you like they did me.
I will. And thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any friend of Whiteheart is a friend of mine. And in times like these, friends have got to stick together.
We certainly do. Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Mander's father waiting.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Those things didn't fight like men.
You deserve a rest.
Ah, there you are. And this must be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
I have the mimic or two. Here.
Thank you kindly. Soon as she's gobbled this up, we'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Don't worry. You'll be all right. Well, we made it.
You did and all? She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you, girl?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls enough to spook most birds even then. Not this one, though.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
No. It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
Anyway, thanks for bringing her here. I hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you. But I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia? This is no time to ride.
Run like the wind.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is, then. I can walk from here. If there's one thing I know about beastmen, is that they love to hide in the dark. What are they up to? Some sort of ritual. Sorry to disturb you. Let's see what's on this altar then. A silver chain. I doubt the Tombury's made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
You're back. Well, did you find anything?
I did. This silver chain.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tomburys be praying to it?
To understand that, you need to understand what the Tomburys are. They feed on hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tombury curse on Talor?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I beg your pardon?
But there's more to the tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another, aye.
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Griega's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception? Might that explain the ill will he bears someone?
Not that he ever told me.
Come now, let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past. We need to focus on the present, and that means finding a way to break the curse.
All right. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Thank you. I shall.
Aye, and thanks for going to all this trouble. Here, it's not much, but I want you to have this. We call it an Adder Stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell, stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise. If you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it. If you're interested, like.
I am, thank you. And I'll be sure to pay you a visit. Until then, I wish your father a swift recovery.
Alright, let's see. Adderstone. Serpent ring design. Serpent ring recipes. Alright, let's see. Serpent Rings. You turn the Zane to when equipped, enhances Leviathan icon's abilities. There's another one. You obtain an Adderstone carved from adamantium Adderstones, regenerate. Resonate both audibly and invisibly to certain precious gemstones, craft them, blah blah blah, hidden threat machine. Please note some Aquamarine locations will differ between action/story focus mode and Final Fantasy mode. Interesting. That's odd, but okay.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Let me fix my glove real quick. I apologize. Looks like I can make a Tonberry knife, which is kind of funny. The fact that it has a crap ton of stagger on it. All right, that's funny. In there. Gotcha. Oh, okay. So we're not gonna be able to find this stuff. We'll be able to craft it though. At least the pull down, and the damage will still be somewhere found, probably like a quest or something. I think I can upgrade it. Yeah, because the fallen bracelets. Okay.
No sign of the child.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll pick them up if I come across them. I'm probably not going to go out of my way to look for more of those. The only reason I say that is because if it's just giving me the accessories to, like, reduce the cooldown, I'm not, like, super interested in it. Honestly. Especially,
And once everyone left me.
if I rock the, oh, what's it called? Oh, there's a amulet we got, like, a bit from the Fallen DLC, that whenever I dodge, or perfect dodge, it reduces the cooldowns. Okay, so I have to actually, like, get off, though, for it.
This is the mineral Pavar was talking about. The one that rings out like a bell.
Come on. Faster.
Yeah,
There's a
it
lot
definitely rings out, though.
gate up ahead, and beyond it, a cluster of ancient ruins. The temple, or the Heir of Hours as my people call it, can only be reached by passing through them. The forest is crawling with life, most of it hungry, which is why we make sure this gate stays shut.
And why you carry that impressive-looking axe, I presume.
Noticed her, have you?
The temple is up there.
Don't worry, those cliffs aren't the only way to the top.
Fly, Ambrosia.
So I wonder if there's going to be some hunts that we have to either unlock like a board or something, because like we saw in the craft a couple of the same icon.
Farewell.
Either we're going to unlock the hunts or they'll just become available as we progress. Just naturally. right? Kind of like the other main ones did. As long as we
Are
don't have to go
these
all
the
the way back.
ruins?
Yes. As far as we can tell, they're part of the same complex as the temple itself.
To think of all the people who must once have lived here. These remind me of home.
You're from the north, then?
Yes. And no.
I see.
Oh. I think that's the first time I've ever been knocked off.
Do you see that cave up ahead? Whoever lived here carved a flight of stairs into the stone within.
Away to the top.
And whatever it is that awaits us there.
There. The temple that time forgot.
And the Varys inside?
Yes. You can see the spell's path from the nave.
What is it?
I don't know. It's probably nothing.
Forgive me, but why build the Vare here?
The spell was originally meant to be cast on Drake's Eye, and this was the only place with an unbroken line of sight. The Tonberries like to think these ruins are their own.
And they look none too pleased to see us.
While our numbers dwindle, theirs seem only to increase, as if they were feeding off our suffering.
Let's take a look. Alright, so I got 2,000. Let's do... Oh, is that a damaged one? Yep.
Could this be their leader?
You're more than welcome to ask.
Okay. I think
That
it
could have
needed
been
to
worse, I suppose.
Aye, well, if the forest's taught me anything, it's that there's always something worse.
I don't know, we've killed behemoths and giant dragons. I don't know how Tonberry is gonna be I say Tonberry's pretty scary. Collection of the Wind enhances Garuda's icon feat. Deadly Embrace increasing both Embrace reach and Deadly Leap elevation. Interesting. Okay.
No holding back.
That hurts.
A little rusty, are we?
initiated. Not good.
Okay, so you can't charge it up before combat. It's okay. I feel like it's definitely more of an AoE ability for sure. It's kind of cheap to level up, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's okay. If you can hit multiple targets with it, I feel like it's really good.
Just inside the dome, yes. But it's what's out here that worries me.
Just gonna be an even bigger Andre.
And there I was thinking they'd all migrated south.
The weaker ones did.
The weaker ones. Did you hear that, Sid? What's wrong with its skin?
You don't want to be around to find out. Get back. Ready.
Oh, that actually does damage. Not gonna lie, I didn't realize that did damage. I thought it just makes me jump. Injustice. Enhances Ramuh's feet, slowing time even further during feat execution, which increases speed at which targets are locked onto. Interesting. Okay. Crafting skill. Honestly, the block one's probably been the best one so far.
This place. like the surge.
Another of my ancestors' sins. Shall we? The blue veil shows the extent of the spell's reach.
But I can feel its ether from here.
Shula, wait. Before we cross the threshold, I'd like to know a little more about how these magics work. I assume we'll be safe from their influence.
We won't grind to a halt, if that's what you mean. The spell only affects the things that were present at the moment it was cast.
You see?
But if we can enter, that means other things can as well.
Like the ones we saw on the way here.
And worse, probably.
Is this Leviathan's doing?
Well, it certainly wasn't ours. When he realized my ancestors were attempting to cast a spell from here, he made to destroy the temple.
And almost did by the looks of it.
It's kind of cool. With a little, like, kind of little blue. It's not a meteor. Probably just a big old like, water bolt thing.
Tell me those aren't bombs.
I could, but they are.
Then why is it so cold in here?
Some more damage, probably.
imagine what this place must have been like before the attack.
This would have been a hall of worship. There was something similar in my father's keep. The priests would deliver their sermons from the dais. Your father?
I think I'm just backtracking. Maybe. I think I am just backtracking. Maybe not.
Just let us pass. It's all right. We'll get through this. One last climb, then.
Maybe I just went the right way, but I guess I went the right way then.
The fair.
By the Founder.
It's just as I thought.
Jill, does this ether not feel somehow?
Familiar, yes. I sensed it the moment we arrived, though I wasn't sure until now. You can feel it too, can't you, Clive? She's calling us.
You don't mean the witch?
I do. Though she was more than that. Much more. She was a dominant. A dominant who once commanded the icon that now resides in both me and Clive.
Of course. I don't know why I didn't see it. Who else would have the power to freeze time?
None other than Shiva herself. But for her ether to endure after all these years, it's almost as if... As if she shared it with another, just as Torgal shared in my ice.
Shiva's companion. Though something tells me he's not as friendly as ours.
My ancestors never warned us about this.
It wasn't left here for them. I doubt they even knew it existed.
Why won't it yield? Because it would sooner die than fail its mistress.
Then it leaves us no choice. Too slow.
Let's not give it another chance.
wasn't supposed to happen like this.
Shit. Well, that's my first ever game over. Oh, okay, also, hold on. Excuse me, game. I have this still. Thank you very much. That was 100% a KO game. Alright, whatever. Fuck that guy.
Too slow.
Fuck me, I guess.
Did it just?
It did. Let's not give it another chance.
Stagger on this thing. Oh, fuck you.
It's getting angrier by the moment.
We better cut this short.
Okay, not gonna lie. That fight might be a contender for my coolest like humanoid fight compared to the Barbosa one. Just saying, that was really good. I enjoyed it very much.
Now let's destroy it and put an end to this.
Wait. The spell must be weakened, not undone.
Isn't that what we came here for?
Did you ever stop to wonder what might happen to the tidal surge if I unraveled the whole spell at once? I didn't think so. This is going to require a bit more finesse. From wind and light, water and earth, let the silent palm of mine ice. There's too much ether. Here. Let me help. Let us help. Almost.
Did it work?
I think so. The thread connecting this place to the child should be broken. Meaning Walyas should finally be...
Free once more. Leviathan, our most profaned fragment, its divinity defiled by the hand of man, its spirit shackled by his hubris, till Mythos came, bringing release. Now, let the sins of man be redeemed by the hand of the servant of God.
Damn it.
It's happening. Isn't it?
It is.
What is? What's going on?
Precisely what we feared. Leviathan is out of control.
No.
Don't despair. This isn't over yet. You should head back to the village and get everyone to higher ground. As for the rest, Ifrit will handle.
I was wondering when Ultim was gonna show up.
After 80 years of imprisonment, I'd be angry too. But I I can't let it end like this, Wallius. It's time for you to come home. More of your playthings. Back. All right. I heard you the first time. I'm not here to hurt you, Wallius! Fuck.
Good now?
That was too close. Enough! Come on then. No more hiding. Wallius! This isn't what I wanted! I only hope you can forgive me.
struggling with the dodges right now, I feel like. Seriously? I'm just gonna pause it. I'm gonna see if that'll help. I swear. No. I don't know what to say. This last little bit of the game has just been chugging during these cutscenes for some reason. Like the Gerudo one was fine, the Titan one was fine. Hell, the prologue kind of Phoenix one was fine. What did you do? Robert was didn't fight Robert.
What is this?
said stop! This has gone on long enough!
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
No. The village.
Is it actually game over? Fuck.
Stop this! I'm not here to play! I said, stop! This has gone on long enough! You're just full of surprises, aren't you? Garuda will be proud.
Okay, guess Brimstone doesn't work on that.
Wallius! Wallius! How long did he keep us up? Not this time. If that's what you want. You've had your fun, Leviathan. It's time you went back to sleep!
Damn. I like how I haven't died once in the entire base game. You know, we haven't played obviously the final fight, obviously, right? But I haven't died once, and then I've died twice. Maybe 3 times? No, twice. Died at this fight, and I died in the last boss fight. And then just.
tantrum.
Clive! Where is he? Well, yes. He's adorable.
He is now. But did you see him a few moments ago?
Clive, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. We should find him a dry blanket, though. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
There. He's finally asleep.
The poor thing had a long day.
That makes two of us. So, what happens now?
Now? Now, we make things right.
How?
By providing Walyas what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him. So that one day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life. But until then, I'll stay by his side, come what may.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula. The beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled. Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the Twins?
Perhaps. It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But are we truly safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe? If I remember rightly, you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the Hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer. But we'll manage, just as we always have. Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving. The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavor. And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Walyas.
For everyone. I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Well, yes. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse places to spend one's childhood. The Moats of Water are a fine people, and they will take good care of him.
Up by the Vare, Ultima spoke to me. He called Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Wallius's ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that the Icon's power had been put to another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Could that be why Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him? The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
His purposes? There's no escaping them. Even here. Hidden away in Mysidia, the blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison. A prison into which Wallius was born, and from which freedom is hard won. If the world doesn't change, if we don't change it, he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then we must change it.
That we must.
And we shall.
That... well, that actually looks like it's it. As far as the main,
Yes.
like, story-wise go. Wait. Oh, that's the one. Interesting. Okay, so there's 2 bracelets we can... Oh, hey, I can finally upgrade these things.
Done. Will that do ya? Better than you. Done.
And I can upgrade those. How much better are they? And still considerably... Oh, so that's a pretty decent jump. 15 HP and 9 defense. I think the shop has some. I guess I'll go...
When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Or kitchen roll.
Then I bid you good.
I guess I'll go back to the hideout real quick.
Ride.
And I'll see if there's any more hunts on the hideaway. The hunt board. doesn't have any ones. Well, let's see. So there's what, 3 side quests here. Then that's really it, isn't it? I mean, I guess I could do side quests, but they were just normal side quests though. They weren't necessarily like the plus ones. What the?
Praise be to the heavens.
What is it you want?
Tide Strike, which is that's the new weapon, which is obviously slightly worse than the mega weapon.
Till next time, then.
It's only about 2 hours in, so I guess realistically I could start the thing. I mean, not to start the thing. Could start the sure. Let's see. Let me see. Remember on the hideaway, there was the stone in the middle had like a bunch of question marks on it. On one of the options, like there was like the replay arcade mode, appearances. Let's see if there's anything on here. So there's these, which all virtue arcade mode. Yeah, trial begins with only 80 seconds. Lights levels fixed. Yeah. Yeah, and these are just little fun, you know, fight the Phoenician. Oh, hey, Joshua. I guess give me a second. Let me see if there's anything else to do in the DLC. Take a look. It doesn't seem like it. Okay. I mean, so it seems like if I did the side quest, I could probably get some, maybe the gear, or if like unlock the areas to unlock those hunts, maybe, or the marks to figure out what those like random crafting pieces were that we needed. That's the one thing I can find. Other than that, there's something with like Final Fantasy mode. I can save. Which I guess Final Fantasy mode is the hardcore, not hardcore, hard mode. Alright, well, we're going back to our bread and butter. Alright, we're gonna take this off mainly because we're about to go into the last mission. I don't think I really need. It's like this. Not that. Which is alright, let's do this one. Yeah, so we have higher staggered multiplier rises when enemies are staggered. PNG glows, just 5% damage dealt, and then we'll have a ability cooldown reduction when using a Alright, well, I said I was going to make its own little video, but the fact that that DLC didn't take us as long as I thought it would. We're going to go straight into it. There was like an arena style thing it said you can unlock, but it's only in after you complete the game. That's the other thing too.
Make sure you do this time. Oh, and while you're at it. Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Well, behave yourself, Mitt.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace, I shall pray for your safe return.
That's kind of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Taya. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That we will.
If that is all?
Not quite.
Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is. Take care of him. And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
I know. I love you too.
Now, we have a god to kill.
Here they come! Hold on, Joshua!
Already am.
Going to make us a way in.
So, this is Origin.
A far cry from heaven.
Where it all began. Where it all begins. Our ark. Your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again. But you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Well? There's 3 of us, and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
Dominance. We will show you what it means to suffer.
Oh, you get me, basically. Plus, like catch up. It's almost like the game itself just doesn't look fast enough sometimes when it transitions between the like pre-rendered cutscenes and like the in-game cutscenes. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
No, we'll show you! You've suffered enough!
aside, Phoenix! You will answer for what you've done! Be freed! You cannot control us! Joshua! And you will not claim us!
There's no way, right?
Had you only surrendered, this unpleasantness could have been avoided. We have you.
Deal. Go! Save your brother! I ask not for acceptance, only forgiveness!
Now, Father, it is done.
Clive! Clive! No.
Joshua.
Thank the Founder. Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be alright.
And Dion. Take my hand.
I told you I'll be...
Press on.
Always.
I'm sorry about Dion.
Don't be. Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same. Should we stop?
Yeah, because of the cough. Yeah, I think we're past that, Clive.
I suppose we are.
That light, so cold, so empty. We're close, aren't we?
It, seems that way. But I don't want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Then think instead of those waiting for us at home. Clive.
They can't be.
But they are. This is the Nexus. A wellspring of life. Yours and ours. As we watch the world stumble slowly to its dark end, it was here we pledged a new beginning. And now, with the ether we have harvested, I shall raise my kin from their eternal slumber. That together we may usher in a new age of reason.
This was never about creation. Only self-preservation. You condemned an entire world so that you alone might escape death.
Alone. Him. Alone. Clive. I think I understand. He... Oh no.
They sacrificed their flesh to become beating hearts of crystal that pumped the land's lifeblood from the depths of the earth unto this very chamber. And thus would they labor still, long after their work was done, had you not set them free.
You meant for us to destroy the Mother Crystals. It's what you wanted all along.
You have our gratitude, Mythos. In this you have served us well. You have both served us well. Welcome home, brother.
Joshua.
I thought... it was me.
But it wasn't my grasp that grew weaker. It was theirs that grew stronger.
Joshua! No!
And now we can become one.
Clive.
Don't speak. Shh.
The one possessed of the destructive flames of Ifrit. And the healing flames of the Phoenix. This, I once believed, would be Ultima's true form. But I was wrong. I see it now. Why you will never become Ultima's vessel.
I don't care. Just hold on.
Listen to me, Clive. You remember the murals? People once knew that Ultima was their god. That he created them. And they worshipped him, prayed to him, looked to him for guidance.
In vain.
In vain. For he did not listen, did not acknowledge our will, and so we strayed from his path to forge one of our own. So absorbed was he in his own desires, so driven by his own will alone, that he shunned the one thing that could have made him truly powerful. Faith. The same faith people now place in you. Faith that you will fulfill their dream, Sid's dream, of creating a better world for us. Faith that you will follow in Father's footsteps and save those who need saving most. Faith that you will answer Jill's plea to save yourself. The difference is, Clive, that you chose to listen, and that is what has steeled our bonds. Bonds that helped you stand firm when Ultima's pull was at its strongest. His power may be absolute, but so is ours. And so will yours be. With my light in your heart, not even a god might stop us.
Joshua! Don't do it, you'll...
Enough, Clive. My body is too far gone. If the wound does not take me, the curse will. I have always been proud to call you my shield. But now, it is the world that needs you. Thank you, Clive, for being my brother.
Look at me, Joshua. Open your eyes! Open your eyes, Damien! Why? Why did you do this? Joshua! Joshua!
And thus does the final piece fall into place. The incantation primed, but one task remains. To empty the vessel.
Still here. With me to the end.
Even now, you would deny the inevitable.
As we always have. And always will. On this, my sword, I swear, to shield the Firebird's flame forevermore.
You know nothing of magic.
Nice try.
Countless centuries have I waited for this moment. This moment in which I might revel in my creation, only to find it profaned, and so it must be cleansed. Unexpected. How is it that your will yet endures?
Because it's not so easily broken.
But it can be broken. And I shall see it so. For such is my will.
Try it.
force feeds these flames. I sense more here than mere will. Is this Logos? Have you truly become free? No, I forbid it. You are not a god. You are but flesh and bone. You are not one of us. I created you, all of you. And what is mine is mine to destroy.
Once, perhaps. But we are no longer yours. Our flames are our own, and they burn as one!
Have you learned nothing? Damned is the slave who would turn the scourge upon his master! Fire shall fire be repaid. No. No. My will is inviolable. Something is wrong.
You're afraid. You always have been. From the moment the Blight exposed what you were, weak, you conceived us to prove otherwise. But the results shook you to the core. For in us you saw yourself, and realized we had the potential to be more than you could ever be, and so you turned your back on your creation. Your back on the world, like the coward you are.
You think you know me? You know nothing, Logos. Nothing! Bathed in light, I stand above you, my rebirth complete. And you, for your defiance, shall pay the proper price. An eternity of anguish.
Anguish. Pain. Suffering. You have known none of these. But we have. So we know what they grant. They bring us together. And that makes us strong.
Thunder roar!
Let lightning strike! Winds rise! Tremble!
Nice try.
Gale unrelenting.
Garuda!
Away, Clive!
Earth unyielding.
Titan!
Get him out, Clive!
You cannot have this power. It is not yours to take. Press forward.
Nice try.
Darkness break.
That's my boy!
Ice unfeeling!
Reaver!
Together!
Darkness, unending. Odin.
Onward, my son!
No, mine is the altar at which you pray. Mine are the eyes that look down upon you all.
And yet still you cannot see. You are no better than us. We are one and the same.
We are not the same. No man might stand beside me. Witness my creation. When all hope is burned away, naught will remain but ash. Let's try. Fire. Flames unforgiving!
With me, Phoenix. Forevermore. So sure of your place atop the world, you refuse to acknowledge those below. You chose to remain alone. And so you shunned the one thing that could have made you stronger. Pushed away the hands that could have raised you higher.
I do not need you, or anyone. And that is where we are different. I could not have made it here on my own. I carry with me the hopes and dreams of my brothers, my sisters. And it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign. I cannot end! Mortals! The world you seek is but a fantasy!
The only fantasy here is yours. And we shall be its final witness. I said... it's over!
Tell me, what do you imagine will befall this world now that you have gained your precious freedom?
I honestly don't know. But I doubt it will be pretty. A sorry tale of sin and suffering, hardship and pain.
And it was for this that you fought so fiercely? Why?
It's who we are. We fight. We survive. We endure. We don't need a reason. We are imperfect creatures. When we stumble, we reach for a shoulder to lean on. When we fall, we stand back up. We see the horizon, ever out of reach, and still we march on. Certain the answers lie just beyond it. Because that is our way.
My congratulations. Relish this victory, knowing that you have but delayed the inevitable. Your world is already dead. May you enjoy an eternity on its blackened husk.
seems Ultima's power was too great for this vessel all along. But while I have it, perhaps I can use it to set things right. And see Ultima's legacy. Bearers, dominance, crystals, magic, consigned to the flames. Even if it means the end of me. These are our terms.
Aren't you the most beautiful thing? He is, isn't he?
What are you gonna call him?
Let me see, let me see. Oh, read little one. Got a smile for your Uncle Gav?
Not so loud, you burp.
What? I was only...
Shh, you're scaring him.
It's all right.
Oh.
A sky of scattered tears, 1,000 years apart. Should they fade, I will not be afraid of the dark.
If you need a rest, I can take him.
I'll hold you to that.
world's yours now. Yours to do with as you please. That's what Sid wanted. That's what they both wanted.
And thus did our journey end.
Damn. That's all I gotta say. Damn. This was such a good story. Honestly. It had a couple low spots, but it was even the low spots were good. It was just so consistently strong throughout the majority. Like a lot of RPGs, like they start off good, the middle kind of teeters out a little bit, and then they wrap up strong. Nah, this game was from start to end, was just great. I'm just shocked. I'm it's just really really good. There's no other way to really describe it. All the characters are fantastic. There wasn't like a character that I was just like, I really don't like that character, you know? Besides like the bad guys, right? You know, even the bad guys, you gotta hate love them, right? Um yeah. Oh, I'll fast forward this. See if there's any cutscenes after the credits. I'm wondering if like it's kind of implied, right? Clive died, right? There's no way he didn't fully petrify because it looked like his face was also petrifying as well as his hand. So I'm going to like probably go out in the end and say he gone. Much as I want him to go back to everyone, but like I said, unless there's something after the credits here in a second. Let's see.
Oh. Every time.
Will you light it?
Yes, Mother.
name's for an icon.
Icon? Have you been reading that silly story again? Magic belongs in fairy tales, and fairy tales don't boil kettles. You see? Well done. Now, be a good lad and play with your brother until supper.
Come on, hurry! Hurry! All right. Right, let's play the Saint in the Secretary. No, I don't want to be Madhu. What do you want to play then? War of the Icons! Again? Well, all right. And I get to be a freak. Right, I'm the older brother. Because Bahamut says so.
Well, maybe he did survive. You know? So he wrote a book. Let's see. Revisiting the stone. With oh, okay. Oh, that's that thing I was talking about. New game plus. Okay, so that's Final Fantasy mode. Increases semi strength. Oh, interesting. You up to 110. That 99. Interesting. Exclusive. Okay. Let me just let's continue quick. Well, we're not gonna do the new game plus. Station. Oh, do we have Ultima's icon? No, we don't. Okay. Oh, new items. A new item is available for redemption. Oh, redemption is those.
Still alive, are you? Go on then.
It's probably an Orcash General. Could have guessed. Could have guessed.
Come again. Or don't.
Alright, let's see what
I'm
this
not
is.
much bothered either way.
I think this is like that arena thing. Or like battles. I think I was looking at that they added in the Rising Tide DLC.
What is this?
Muthos. You plumbed the very abyss, yet still you hunger. We are impressed.
Is that so?
Not again.
Have ultimate.
Power is ours, and now it is yours. Consider it A gift from us to you. A taste of things to come.
You still think I'm going to be your vessel? I'll take your gift then, Ultima. Just don't expect it back.
I apologize, Shadow Princess. I did definitely see your message. It's just this game is like basically a movie, and so there's a lot of long cutscenes, and you just happen to come in at the end and say something, and I was just fully committed to the long cutscenes. But yes, I do like the story. I did like it. Okay, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have watched the this game as like a movie on YouTube, and honestly, that's probably a good way to do it, because this game has, it's a lot of cutscenes. It's a lot of good cutscenes, and honestly, the combat in between the cutscenes is pretty, like, story related is minor. Maybe the boss fights, maybe they like some of the dialogue in the boss fights, but that's really about it. You could watch it without seeing the boss fights, and you could probably get the gist of it for the most part. And the side quests, like, a lot of the side quests are not super impactful for the most part, outside of, like, the one where you get, like, ambrosia and, like, some of the other ones, like the little minor one. But even then, that's really about it. Okay, let's see. Ultimate power. Let's see, Clyde's magic spells. Voice of God. Okay, let's see. Ultimate feat ascension allows Clyde to levitate, transfer north side into sweeping, assault multiple enemies. Onslaught and press A to left Clyde, rise even further. Okay.
You hear me? I will never be yours!
Yes, I will be getting on WoW after I finish this up. I'll be grinding Mythic Keys, most likely, and Delves.
You, who ever rail against our gifts, remain all too eager to avail yourself of them. Perhaps you require more time to reflect.
We had a good time with the keys last night. They weren't bad. Alright, let's see. Karos Gates. In-game content. Okay, so yeah, so this is the thing I was thinking of. What comes to test restriction? Okay, so there's restrictions on level, gear, and consumables. Gameplay mode is default action. Oh, hey, that's cool. Little sprites. I love little sprites. Let's see. Journey through 20 circles of extensive torment. You earn EP, sorry, and BP. Permanent temporary boost attributes. Clearing a circle also reward rare items, weapons, and crafting machine. Let's see. While the affirmative boosts are only active while they active, all item rewards can be taken to valid states. Okay. This is just points. So you get EP and BP based on your score, like arcade mode, basically. There's no restriction on icon abilities. And you can respec. Oh, okay. Tell me what the lines. Oh, you can turn the cutscenes off. Interesting. I mean, assuming that's like a boss. Interesting. This is what I wanted to look at. Oh, that's cool. Now that we have everything, we have like the... Oh, that's cool. Alright, anyways. Let's see. Attacks. Wants to do not feel limit break. That makes sense. Kind of like Odin's. Okay. Mastery increases rise duration. Okay, not bad. Alrighty. Launches enemies. Draws time much faster than most abilities. Allowing me. Does not affect the gauge. Can be used mid-air. Increase number hits. Okay, so this is... So it's not right directly on him, though. Like, it doesn't look like it pushes him back, though. It's number of spikes. What's got? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, you control the beam. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if you're immune during this. Or if you can still get hit. Just damage dealt by initiating a jump. Increase hits, final hit. And what's the big one? Ultimate demise. Okay, so it's just basically just a giant explosion. Okay. Number of hits. Cooldown is 100 seconds though. I think that's the longest. The other one is like Titans is like 5, maybe 90. Alright. Definitely have to give that a whirl eventually. We'll... Okay. Just anything else on the map. Make sure nothing else gets added. Nah, and then we can just replay the order. Well, that's everything, right? You know, that's everything in Final Fantasy 16, other than, you know, going into New Game Plus. As far as what's next, I'm probably going to play a non-RPG first, probably next weekend, to get just get out of the RPG, because we've been playing this and Baldur's Gate, so I want to take a break from RPGs. Probably play some shooter or some other like roguelike maybe next weekend, and then depending on which ones we start, I might play those for a little bit. If not, the following weekend, not this weekend, but the following one, we will start Final Fantasy VII Part 2. I believe that's finally come to PC. It's had a couple patches since the release, so the port should be fine. I've heard no issues with it compared to this one. And honestly, this one didn't have too many issues. The one that I started having issues was like after we got to Odin. Ever since we got to Odin, and until the end of the game, some of those cutscenes started like stuttering really badly. But without further ado, Hope everyone has a good rest of your weekend and has a good week. And I will see you next Saturday.